Okay. Let me just make sure that the microphone is not too loud for everyone's ears. Welcome to the Sunday Collective live stream. I hope everyone is doing amazing. Hello. And sorry for being a little bit tardy. I was finishing up some last minute special projects, I guess you could say, for this particular live stream. Welcome. My name's Brandon Tobias. If you guys are new here, this is a channel dedicated. This is a video and channel dedicated. Okay, because I would say this weekly video is representative of the channel overall here on YouTube and on TikTok. Hello, everyone on TikTok, beautiful souls. Hello, everyone on YouTube, beautiful souls. This channel is dedicated to helping you find your soul purpose and your soul path and your highest possible good, your highest possible alignment in love and in life, but really in all areas of life. And one thing I believe that's been the bedrock of this particular channel since the beginning of time, but really no, since the beginning of what I've started, is that love dictates, okay, your emotional connection to love within yourself, within partnership, but really within yourself, but your connection to how you feel towards yourself, right? Your self-love inner journey, your connection to the feelings of true love, unconditional love, connect you to your true life purpose. And that's why I feel I'm here, because my gift, one of my gifts, is to be able to channel helpful messages, not from me, partially aided by me, but from the guides, from the angels, and from the collective beings. And so one thing you'll see on this channel and in this video is you'll see me go into different states. I have my tarot channeling state. I have my general channeled messages channeling state. I have Brandon Tobias just speaking freely and trying to serve the collective in this way. And then I have my astrological state. And that's all of what we're going to be doing today. If you've tuned in and wherever you're from, I just want to say welcome. Thanks for saying hi in the chat. We are going to be going over messages that you need to hear for your highest good in love and life, not because I know better than you, but because I can share the messages that we all need to hear as a collective right now. If you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling lost, if you're feeling unsure of where to go or how to progress forward, this video is for you. So without further ado, let's say hi in the chat and say hi to everyone here, and then let's get right into it without further ado. And as always, right, if there's any technical issues, if you guys can't hear me or see me correctly, please let me know. I want to make sure that the tech is all fine and dandy. I'm going to zoom my camera in a little bit here. That way it's not as wide of an angle. But let's just start by saying hi to the chat and everyone who showed up today. I really appreciate it. Regina B says, oh my gosh, I need this today. Butterfly says, I've been struggling so much with my purpose and career. I don't know why I'm here. Okay. And this is exactly what we're going to be going into today, guys. If you guys are feeling stuck with career, with money, with purpose, with love, with any of those things, these are general channeled messages that are designed to get you unstuck in all areas of life. And the way that scientifically I like to explain, because there's a lot of people here that might not be sure how this works or how singular messages from one person can apply to their situation or so many people's situation. And the truth is this: we are all going through the same situation, whether you believe that or not, whether it's in love, with family, with work, with career, with purpose. We're all going through the same similar energies. It just may be in a different area of life. And so when I say these messages, I want you to take a step back for a moment, right? On this beautiful Sunday afternoon, take a step back and just see where and how these particular messages apply to you and how you can use them to help you move forward, to help you align with your truth, your soul purpose, and what you need to do next moving forward. We are here as well for the new moon in Virgo, which is all about a brand new start and a brand new beginning. And in fact, let's just start off with the messages here and now about the astrology and what we need to know. You may be facing a brand new direction and a brand new chapter of life. Everyone here, I want you guys to feel into that. What does it mean to have a brand new chapter of life? What part of life are you starting over in a new way? But not starting over in a bad way like you failed at something, but starting over because something just no longer really resonates with your path anymore, and you're having to find and go towards a new direction that maybe you thought at first was like scary or unrealistic, or maybe you thought it was just out of your league, kind of, right? But at this point in time, you're kind of considering, you're like, you know what, that is what I want to do. That is where I want to go. That is who I want to be. And so you're starting to make moves in that direction, but it's a little bit hard because your body, there's still things stuck. There's still things being like, oh, I'm not really sure if you should do that. I'm not really sure if that's the right direction. Something needs to move. Something needs to be unstuck. And so one of the things we're going to do today as well is do just a live collective energy healing just to get things unstuck. So if you are listening to this, and if you continue listening to this, you will also get some of that energy if you allow yourself to receive it. And that's just for the collective. That's what I feel needs to be done here. Okay, so it's time to address the elephant in the room, in our bodies, in our soul, and in our lives. There's something that Spirit has been calling each of us towards, a new way of being, a new direction, and a new path that we really just frankly have not given ourselves the chance or the opportunity to go down. And yet Spirit's been giving it to us, giving it to us, giving it to us, sending it to our lap and saying, hey, what about this? Have you considered this new way? Have you considered this new way of being? Have you considered that this new thing that you may not have considered seriously before can actually change everything about your life and get you out of the problematic patterns that you find yourself repeating right here in this moment? This is the time to pivot. That's the word that Spirit wants to use for this new moon. It's the time to pivot into something that's going to serve you more, that you already know is in alignment with your strengths, but your strengths in a new way. See, up until this particular moment in time, there's been a powerful energy aiding us to discover our South Node selves. And those of you guys who are new to energy and astrology, South Node is all about the past life strengths that we've come into this particular life with, all right? So maybe in a past life you were a guru. Maybe in a past life you were an artist. Maybe in a past life you were a husband or a wife or a mom or a dad. And maybe those strengths have come with you in this life and you've had to get to this point in time to embrace those parts of yourself. But something inside is telling me that for those of you guys watching this live stream moving forward, it's now about to change. It's now about the North Node part of your next part of your journey. Okay, I don't know why I'm feeling that, but that's just what I feel for those of you guys listening to this live stream. It's about switching into your North Node energy, which, by the way, by definition in empowered astrology, which is the astrology I practice, is the harder path that's still in alignment with your strengths, but unknown. It's unknown to your soul. So it might be your soul might be a little weary to go in that direction, right? Your soul might be a little bit, oh, that's a little scary. That's a little shaky for me because I've never done that before. Whereas before this chapter, before this pivot, you've kind of been in your power zone, right? You've been doing things that you know you're already a master of. They've come really easily and really comfortably to you. And you haven't really had to put in too much effort towards learning whatever it is you've become a master of into this moment. And now that's about to change because you're about to bring everything that you've mastered. And here's the and I just heard this right now because my guides talk to me, right? And I can hear and know what they're saying. And they just corrected me. Because what I was going to say is you're going to bring that into your North Node destiny. And they said, no, you're not. They said, no, don't say that. And I said, why? And this all took place in a fraction of a second, right, as we talk. And they said, well, that's not the case. That's not the truth. The truth is that when this pivot happens, it's almost like you're going to completely drop what you were doing. Okay, in a way, you're going to completely drop what you were doing and completely focus and shift into something else that has nothing to do or very little to do with what you were doing prior to this. And I don't know why they stopped me to say this, but they just told me, let people know that this new direction, this new shift is going to be completely different, and that's okay. Let yourself, here's what they want to say is let yourselves flow with this new, completely new direction. Let the past way of being or the past things you were doing completely drop off if that feels right to you, and give yourself the freedom to pursue this new truth, this new part of you, because this is really why you were meant to be here in this lifetime, okay? You had to go through what you went through just coming up to this particular point in order to get here, in order to master a part of your destined karma. But now it's about creating your new path moving forward outside of karma, outside of the necessary requirements. Now it's all about choice. Now it's all about, hey, you have an opportunity to go into this completely new direction that you've never been in before. You don't have to do it, but this is your choice to make it in the way that you want to make it. This is your choice to make it in the way that allows you to achieve what you want to achieve. It's completely new. It's foreign. It is uncomfortable. But that's how it was designed to be. And here's the message that I think will free a lot of your souls, and my soul as well, is that it was designed to be uncomfortable. It's not designed to be comfortable. I know that's hard to say in the spiritual community, but it was not designed to be comfortable. Everything else up until this point was somewhat designed to be comfortable, although there was parts of it that were uncomfortable, obviously, where we had to stretch and to grow. But up until this point, it was relatively comfortable because, again, we were already masters at what we were doing or bringing out to the table. And moving forward, it's going to be so if you're feeling uncomfortable and you're feeling uncomfortable or scared because of that feeling, that is normal. And the message is embrace that feeling of newness, embrace that feeling of discomfort, embrace that feeling that you don't know what the hell you're doing as you move forward on this new journey that your soul is calling you to. And each and every single one of you guys have that journey, have that new way calling to you right now. I can feel it. And that's what the guys want me to tell you is, don't worry that it feels uncomfortable. See, many of us are used to it feeling more comfortable, right? It's called our comfort zone. South Node is called our comfort zone. And so we may have developed this belief over time that if it feels uncomfortable, it's wrong, right? How many guys have that belief? Raise your hands in the chat on TikTok or on YouTube. How many guys have the belief that if it feels uncomfortable, it must be wrong because it's not aligned, or because it's not part of my natural talents, or all of these things, right? I myself for sure do. And I was resting in that comfort for a little bit. And you guys see me here and now in my power zone, by the way. This is my power zone. Speaking, channeling, astrology, tarot, right? These are things that came naturally from my soul that you can tell there's some comfort there and there's some power there, and that's great. But it's not where I'm meant to stop. It's not where I'm meant to overall be. There's something else my soul needs to be doing as well and occupying itself as well. And if you're feeling that there's something you've been doing that's kind of run out of steam and there's no more energy and there's no more gifts and there's not a lot more money in that area or love or whatever it is you're looking for, then it's time to pivot to the new area. It's time to pivot to the new direction, okay? All right, let's go into the channeled messages. Hello, Walter. Thanks so much for being here. Lucia, hello. Belinda, hello. Welcome. By the way, I figured I'd mention this right now because it is a first come, first serve situation. I decided as just a new moon special and just probably one of my last specials that I'm going to do in this arena, because it just feel like my soul is getting to that place where I'm ready for me to pivot, is I'm giving an opportunity for those of you guys who want some messages, some soul purpose intuitive messages, to get a special reading. It's a $50 reading where it's a 15-minute HD video sent straight to your inbox in about 3 to 5 days. And what that video has for you is specific channeled soul purpose messages sent straight to your inbox, 15 minutes of channel messages from your guides and angels and your higher self, whatever it is you need to hear in this particular moment, channel for your highest good. No tarot, no astrology, just straight up psychic channeled intuitive messages. That link, if you want to purchase that, is going to be available this week only. It's $50. Normally, these readings of mine go for $275 or $375 for a one-on-one session. This week only, I'm giving it for $50. So those of you guys who feel stuck, you want some messages with your soul purpose, you need some help at this current moment in time, that link is available in my TikTok bio to purchase this week only, and or in the YouTube description box. And I'm limiting it to 50 people because last time when I did the $50 soul purpose astrology readings, we had way too many people and it took me forever to get them all done. So 50 people only. There's a second option in that link as well. For $100, you get the same thing as the $50 option, but you also get a healing in the video sent to you. So you get a physical, mental, and emotional healing. I use my gifts to tap into your soul, give healing energy, and heal whatever the blockage is that you need to have. So you can move forward. So that is also available. Both of those options are available for this week only if you guys are looking for that help and you guys are looking for a major discount on one of my services. There it is. And hopefully this can change a lot of lives. So first come, first serve. I'm limiting it to 50. It's $50 or $100 for both. That's in the description box in my TikTok or in my YouTube video if you guys would like to purchase. All right, now let's get into the channel messages from the guides and angels, and then we'll get into the collective, and then we'll get into the tarot and the astrology, okay? These are everything you guys need to hear. And then after that, we'll do some Q&A. Guides and angels, loved ones, masters and wise ones, angels and archangels, thank you so much for being here. We call in the energies of Jesus Christ and Mary Magdalene. We haven't called them in a while, but they are here now. Okay, Jesus Christ and Mary Magdalene, thank you for being here. Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Uriel, thank you so much for being here. What are the messages you have for the collective in this particular moment in time? We ask for you to see, right? To see your new way. There's something right in front of you that you're not seeing in this particular moment. We want you to open your eyes. And we want you to see this new light, this new reality, this new way of being. There's something that if you open your eyes to see in the way that the world is shifting right now or going, where you are meant to be of service overall in the future. Where is it in the way things are moving and the way things that are going that you can be of most service, find the most fulfillment and excitement, and find the most connection with yourself and with the world moving forward? This is where we'd like you to focus on in this moment right now. Now, we say this because many of us and many of you are focusing on what's current now and what's current in the past. We ask for you to shift this because things are dramatically changing in this moment. In this moment, as we speak, things are dramatically changing as to the way things will be moving forward in society and in this world. And we ask you to be ready for those specific changes. We ask you not to be taken by surprise by the way things will go. And we ask you to look forward and have foresight, okay? Looking ahead to see where your place is in that world. If you're able to look, many of you, and they're going fast, so apologies here, I can only speak so fast. Many of us are feeling stuck. Many of you and many of us are feeling stuck because of the fact that we are looking as to how we should be of service now. And the reason why it's not clicking, right, or that's not clicking or that's not sticking is because you are meant to see where you are meant to be of service in the future, moving forward. Where is it that your help, your light can be most necessary? We are going to give you signs if you ask for it. We are going to give you the messages if you ask for it. But for those of you who are wondering, continue on your path right now. However, be open and have the sight to see whatever repeated messages are coming to you, either in the form of what we call angel numbers or angel messages, or intuitive messages that come your way. We ask for you to be conscientious and aware of these things here and now. We ask you here and now as well to know that your path, if you have faith, will be blessed. The energy of faith right now is very special in that it will bless you. It will bless you moving forward to know exactly why you came. Faith and trust and looking forward to the future will be the energy that moves us out of the old way of being and out of the old collective into the new way of being and into the new collective. However, we want you to know this is a transitory time. This is a transitionary period. So know that things are about to shift in a major way. So don't be too hard on yourself. Don't put too much pressure on yourself as well, because things right now are meant to be in a shifted state, a shifting state. So we want you to try and get as comfortable as you can in the shift that's occurring. Okay. And as Brandon mentioned, be ready for the discomfort or the new path forward to be a little bit intimidating, but intimidating in a way that will be empowering for now and for the long term. We are sending these messages here and now. We are with you. We want you to know we are with you every single day. We are watching as things progress very closely here on this earth. We are watching each of you individually through each of your individual guides closely. And we want you to know that each of you is taken care of. So never fear. One of the biggest fears we sense is that each of you thinks you will be going down the wrong path or that you will be doing something wrong. or that somehow you will have messed up your journey or deterred your journey from moving forward. We want you to know this is not the case at all. If you were to mess up, the only consequence that might happen is you would be getting repeated helpful reminders to come back on track. There is no errors or mistakes so long as you learn from that which has set you back in the past and can help you move forward now into the new direction, into your new path. So we ask you to stay vigilant about these messages. We ask you to stay aware and have the foresight to be able to move forward. And we ask you as well to have faith as strong as you can in order to move the mountains ahead. We must be willing to move the mountains in order to help reshape the new way of being, the new planet, the new society, and the new earth. And we need each and every single one of you listening in this moment in order to be there to contribute in your own way. We also would finally like to share that we appreciate all of the dedicated actions, all of the dedicated thoughts, all of the dedicated attention that you have given to this journey. And this journey meaning that of empowering the earth, that of empowering the world, that of empowering each other as opposed to the self. This has been the most critical lesson for all of you as and for a society that we can possibly share at this time for you to not forget. Never forget, it is about the other, and it is about empowering the other through the empowerment of the self. And if that is your main and overall goal, you will find your way. And remember, moving forward in society, how it will be, not how it is right now. We love you very much. Thank you for listening. We want you to know that we are always with you. Should you ever need anything, should you ever want anything, should you ever be curious about anything, you will find a way to contact us, and we will find a way to contact you. You are never, ever alone. Thank you. Whew. Okay. Really intense, really intense. Thank you, guides, angels. That was like a lot. I felt there were like multiple beings, multiple masters. Jesus was definitely there. Mary Magdalene was there. The archangels were there, and it was like they were just like, yes, these we're here. Let's go. Like, it feels like things are in motion, right? Like a lot of things. Like it's. How can I put it? Maybe a few months ago when I was channeling in this way, I always had the sense that like things were getting ready to move, or things were getting prepared to move into a new direction, or things were getting prepared to shift and all these things. And it's like now that is happening. Like that, the shifts we're in the middle of the shifts, right? I don't know if you guys have noticed, the things are in the middle of moving to a new, different direction. So they just can't stress enough. We have to be ready for those changes and ready for those shifts to occur, and vigilant as to those changes and how we are here to play a part in it. Okay. Thank you guys for listening to that. That was the channeled messages. Now, second part of this live stream, as you guys know, who you guys have been here, is about the channeled messages through the tarot. Now, I want to make something really clear because it's been brought to my attention in several different ways, and I just want to clear the air with something. All right. And it's really important I get this kind of off of my heart, and I really want to just share this with the collective. Okay. It's been brought to my attention that, the whole energy of tarot, all right, the energy around tarot specifically has been really shifting dramatically, really changing, and I feel really dropping off the map. And I'm not sure why that is the case. I mean, I have an idea. I think there's a lot of tarot readers and a lot of channelers who use tarot in a specific way that may not be for the highest good of the person they're reading for, or it may be just messages that people want to hear, but not necessarily that they need to hear. And so tarot's gotten a really bad, karmic, negative energy rap. And I just want to put this out there because it's deep in my heart that, I felt this energy and I felt this shift, even on places like TikTok, on YouTube, on everywhere, really. It just feels like people are like, F tarot, really, because it's just going to keep me in this loop, or it's talking about the same things, or it's not really growth messages. And that's not the reason tarot was designed. Tarot was not designed to keep people in this addictive love loop, or tell you that your ex is going to come back, or manifest that someone's going to come back, or change someone's will, or just keep you stuck. And it's really unfortunate that a lot of people have used tarot to do that. Not everyone, by the way. I'm not saying everyone, but a lot of people. And the sad reality is that has become what we call the meta in the gaming world. The meta of tarot is love messages. Love messages designed to give someone hope or give someone inspiration and tell someone that someone's, going to fall in love with them now. And it's deep in my heart to say that that's not why tarot is here. Tarot is always here designed to help give you channeled intuitive messages to help spark your growth, to help spark your intuition, to help spark your inner knowing, and to remind you of why you're here given the current energy of this moment. It was never meant to be this deluded, derogatory, sassy kind of love-oriented, manifest your ex back kind of energy, right? And it's caused me to really shift away from tarot as well, because I just feel people aren't wanting to hear it anymore, right? And that's okay. I'm not complaining about that, because the energy is the energy. But I want you guys to know, when I do tarot specifically, it's not coming from that energy. It's coming from an energy of my intuition, my heart, and straight up from the channel guides and angels, right? It's like, this is in accordance with what they want me to share, what will come through me. And as much as I've tried to limit or control what the messages are about, it always ends up being its own message. So I just want you guys to know, for those of you guys who might have a weird relationship with tarot, or you're not into tarot anymore, these are tarot messages of exactly whatever it is you need to hear for the highest good of everyone listening. All right? It's not around love specifically. It's not around manifestation or anything like that. It's just what you need to hear and what you need to know. And hopefully these messages are here to spark some inner knowing and some inner growth around your journey. And that's the intention. Okay. All right. So that's why it's being used. And same thing with astrology, guys. So let's get into it. Without further ado, PSA, tarot PSA is over. Okay. All right. So if you guys are watching on YouTube, obviously you guys are going to see the card angle or the card view. So enjoy that. TikTok, I have the cards available on my YouTube channel, Brandon Tobias. Yeah, Jen Wall says a prediction of the future, crystal ballish kind of way. Miss Cleo, yeah, and I don't know who that is, but blessings to her. But no, that's not what I do. I don't do predictions or crystal ball kind of things. It's like, no, I give messages. I use it to channel messages here. So guides and angels, for the highest good and healing of every single person here in this live stream, what are the messages that we need to know about the collective energies? And justice is here first and foremost. Now, justice is about a karmic cycle being broken in your life, or things being balanced out in accordance with the karmic law. And really quickly, what is karmic law? Well, karmic law is about something you didn't learn in a past life, or something you carried with you from a past life into this life is being completed. It's being balanced. It's come full circle. And that's really the energy of what I feel right now, is you've come full circle with an entire chapter of karma, an entire chapter of lessons that you've needed to know for your highest good. And you're now at the end of that rope. You're at the end of that rope and that journey. And now it's come a time to shift into a new journey, into an entirely new journey, one that you may not know exactly where that's going to go, or even if it's possible, but that is the journey of what's come to pass. So they want you to know, if something feels like it's at the end of its rope, let go of the rope. Let go of the rope. It may be tough. It may be a little emotional. It may be a little hard to say, I'm letting that chapter of my life go forever. But it's time to let that go forever, because it's no longer a part of me and I'm no longer a part of it. Okay. Next card up, we have the Magician, because, doing so then gives you the full control. And some of you guys may say, all right, well, if I'm going to let go of that rope, like, what are the benefits of why I would even consider letting go of that particular rope, right? Like, why would I even do that? And the Magician says, because you want full empowerment. If you have not, like, let's say like this, okay, I'm going to give an example. I'm holding straight arms out for those of you guys who can't see my arms. So If you're holding two ropes, one on this side and one on this side, one rope's pulling you this way and one rope's pulling you that way, and you're getting kind of in the middle of this tug of war, and you're like, oh, I'm trying to hold this rope, but I'm trying to go this way as well. And it's like both ropes pulling you in the same way, different directions. You're not going to be able to go anywhere. You're not going to get any momentum. You're going to stay stuck right there in the middle. So in order to get the most amount of empowerment and energy in the direction you want to go, you have to let go of all the other ropes beside the one that you want to pull yourself up into, right? If you let go of one, you have double the energy to pursue pulling the other one into you, okay? That's the best way I can describe this particular moment, all right? So Four of Cups shows up as well with the Star card. So it's about saying, hey, you know, I know that this is a little bit sad. It's a little bit unfortunate, but it is my destiny to choose this different direction of what's coming up in my life right now so that I can have even more empowerment going the other way. Going the other way. That's the word that they want to mention is it's time to go the other way. Okay. Nine of Pentacles and Temperance. Now, the other thing is, you know, I have a feeling success and money and independence is a big thing on everyone's hearts, minds, and souls right now, right? Nine of Pentacles here with the Temperance card. And many of you guys might be wondering specifically about the energy of money is, man, it feels like no matter what I do, it feels like no matter how hard I try, the energy of money is just stuck. The energy of money is just not flowing in the way that it was flowing or needs to flow or can flow to me. And maybe it feels like you're just having to make a lot of things work in order to just get by. And it feels like there's some inner success or outer success that hasn't come or reached you yet, even despite all of your efforts and despite all the healing and despite all the lessons that you've been going through. And if you're in this position, one, you're not alone. This is clearly a collective energy. Okay. Magdalene, I believe, is here. And she's the one speaking about this. This is feminine. Okay. Feminine. It's both energies, I would say, but really this is around, right? This is a feminine being around manifestation of success, okay? So she's here, Mary Magdalene is here to help us learn to manifest our success by being patient, by being loving, by being caring to ourselves. Who heard of that, right? Who heard of, hey, you can be successful by loving and being caring to yourself and kind to yourself? Well, here's the thing. And this is, again, all these messages that I share, they're helpful for me too. As I'm saying them, I'm like, I got to watch this back because they're saying some good shit. Things will happen when they're meant to happen, okay? That things will happen when they are meant to happen. You will get the spark. You will get the initiative. You will get the clarity as long as you're paying attention, as long as you're on your healing journey. You can't do that wrong. Things will happen when they're meant to happen. But in the meantime, if they're not happening yet, they're not meant to happen. So the only thing you can do in that gap between you wanting something to happen and it actually happening is love yourself the entire time and give yourself a break. Give yourself a break. Give yourself a piece of comfort, a piece of reassurance, a piece of I love you unconditionally self, even though you haven't achieved, received, or attained the success or the whatever it is you're looking to gain, the love, all right, the job, the security, the money, the business. I love you unconditionally, even though you haven't attained these things. Does that make sense to everyone? In that gap between you wanting something to happen or wanting to receive something and it actually happening, that is the energy you must practice. That is the lesson of why it haven't arrived yet in your life. Because they want you, the guides and angels, the universe wants you to practice loving yourself even without achieving that particular goal, even without achieving that particular goal in love, in life, in jobs, in whatever. Okay? And if you can do that, you will have successfully passed the lesson, the karmic lesson of justice that will allow you to move forward. If you can finally say, Brandon Tobias, Belinda, Walter, Jen, Lucia, Henrik 91, Shirley Ann, I have love for you and I love you regardless of whether or not you have gotten to the place you have needed to go or you've achieved that certain thing or you've made the money or you've gotten the love or whatever it is for you. And I love you unconditionally regardless of that because none of that matters really in the end. You have successfully passed the lesson. Okay? And that's the energy that they want you to practice in this particular moment. Okay. So the other thing is 10 of Swords, 7 of Swords. I mean, without a doubt, you know the thing that you maybe been holding onto the rope about, right? Like I mentioned, rope holding on 2 directions, one pulling you this way, one pulling you that way. The other thing that you're meant to just let go of, it's probably showing a lot of signs of, like, I'm not sure the word, like decrepitness. I don't know if that's a word, or corruption, or like ready to just fall apart as an industry, as an environment itself. Like, it's just dead. It's just really dead. And you know, it's funny because as I say these messages, you know, everything I just mentioned about, for instance, the tarot industry, right? The tarot, the likelihood of tarot on YouTube and these things being, it's like, that's just not, it's not that the industry itself is going through a death and a transformation. And you have to look at the industry you're in, right? The environment you're in. Is it showing these signs of needing to be shut down, of needing to die off, of just not having anything back left to give to you, even though you've been putting energy into it, and the reason why is something behind the scenes doesn't seem quite right. If you've had an inkling that something behind the scenes in maybe an industry you're involved in, or it could be a job or some situation you've been putting a lot of energy into, just hasn't been fully upfront, honest, or fair, or it seems like everything you put in is just being taken away and barely anything's being given back. Something's going on there that's not right. Like, let's just call that shit out. Something is going on there that is not right. The energy's off. There's lies. There's corruption. There's evil. There's probably dark energy surrounding it. And it's not for you. It's no longer for you. You got to let go of that rope, right? Okay. 2 of Pentacles is here as well in the middle of your spread. Hanged Man and 2 of Cups, right? So you knowing your worth even more so by choosing to love yourself unconditionally, even despite what you've been going through up until this moment in time and what you have not achieved, right? What you have not achieved or gone through will in time, not too long either, but will in time give you the environment, give you the friendships, give you the relationship, give you the money and or the job or income situation that is a mutual reciprocal fit. Many of us have outgrown, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically, have outgrown a current situation that we have found ourselves involved in, that we cannot grow anymore in that situation. It's like like we're trying to stretch out of it. We feel like we can't. We're stuck in that particular place and we can't move from it. How many guys feel like this in some part of your life and you're frustrated about it? Okay, and you're frustrated and you're like, man, I really want to grow higher, but I'm trying to do it in this particular place, but this place has no room for me to grow, right? So it's about taking that step and stepping out of that to a bigger environment, or an environment where you have more space to grow. That's the solution. If you guys are wondering what that solution is, okay, if you're in let's say, I'll give the example of my dog, Alden, beautiful dog. He was a little puppy, and we were lent a little crate from Paola's aunt. And, he is a big dog now. He outgrew that little crate very quickly. And as he grew, he became more and more cramped and more restless. Right? How many guys might feel a little restless in the industry you're in, or the place you're in love and life, and you're like, man, I want to go, but man, I can't find the room. And it's this kind of step out of that cage and step into a bigger one. Step into a bigger environment that's going to allow you to grow. It's the same thing as repotting a plant. And I should have learned this lesson personally, but I haven't until these guided messages. So thank you guys for giving an opportunity for me to channel these messages, not just for you guys, but for me. Paulo's been doing an amazing job of replanting all of our plants in our home into bigger pots when they get too cramped. And I should have realized, man, that's exactly like the energy right now. Like if you are feeling cramped, you got to step out of that and step into your next pot. So what is your next pot? Right? Your next shelter, your next crate that's going to allow you the space to grow into the next part of you. None of us like change. Change is difficult typically, right? Because change involves going into the unknown. Change involves risk for the human being, and risk is something we are highly averse to, okay? But it is necessary for us to grow and to shift, and that's exactly what's going on at this time in this new moon in Virgo. Lucia says it's best. I totally feel stuck even though I'm doing my best. That's exactly the energy. There's nothing wrong with you guys. There's nothing wrong with any of you here. You guys are doing the best you can. We're all doing the best we can. You're doing amazing. I just want to say, if you're listening to this, you are doing amazing. You are so talented. You are so gifted. You are so hardworking. It's nothing to do with you. It's just that you're not maybe in the right environment, or the crate that you were allowing yourself to be sheltered by has grown too small, or the pot needs to be expanded. So there is a death card again, 10 of swords, death card here, Queen of Wands, 2 of swords. So the only question I have for each and every single one of you and us is, are you ready now to take that leap that will allow you to find your confidence, your true confidence? Like not just a false sense of confidence, but true. What would you need to have or do or be doing to find your true sense of confidence inside of yourself right now? And here's the thing. You don't even need to be successful yet. But what is it that you would need to pursue? And if you guys have an answer for me, I would love to hear it in the chat. Feel free to type it in the chat. If you guys have an answer for me, what would you love? What would you need to pursue in your life right now that would allow you to feel confident in your own skin, feel confident in your own way of being, just by doing or pursuing that particular thing? That is what you need to do. That is what we need to do. Whether or not we're successful is up to God and the divine, right? And how badly we want it, or if it's true for us. But we can't necessarily control that all the way, can we? That's not necessarily something that's in our control. The only thing we are in control of is what we choose to pursue and what we choose to do and who we choose to be. Okay? Good. 2 of swords with the devil and the king of swords. This thing will allow you to get ultra focused on your true life goal and mission. Be ultra inspired and really see for what it is, okay? And evade is the word that they're saying, okay? The darkness that is inhabiting society currently right now. The devil card, 2 of swords, and the king of swords. So it's like part of the environment that we're inhabiting, that is the one that's making us feel stuck or contained, it's inhabited by darkness. Like darkness has infiltrated that piece of society, that piece of land, that piece of the rope that you were holding on to, that we were holding on to. And that is why it needs to go. That's why it's corrupt. That's why there's 10 of swords, 7 of swords, right? Death card here. That's why. Because darkness has inhabited. It was pure before. Like, think about this. What was pure before that was amazing before, right? Maybe a year ago, 2 years ago, that was like thriving. And then now it's just become completely different. It's become corrupt. It's become different. It's become dark. That is what I'm talking about. That is the thing that's been infiltrated by dark forces. And I'm just going to say this one for those of you guys who are ultra woo-woo with me. This is for my ultra woo-woo people. Paula and I, this is my girlfriend, my counterpart here, have gone to several places. We went to Colorado. We went to Breckenridge, Colorado. She went to Shasta right before we got together. And man, can I tell you that there are certain areas on this earth that have been taken over, like places where it was pure as God, purified land, spiritual land, sacred land, just amazing energy. Joshua Tree, Shasta, okay, maybe you guys have experienced this, that just have a different energy now. They just, something is off, something is weird. And when we went into trance and went into that area, what we saw was that it's been literally taken over. Like there's places on the earth, specifically in these areas that were high energy vortex areas, where dark energies come through like a portal. Like it's been summoned through onto the earth. So that right now there's more dark energy, there's more dark forces inhabiting the earth than ever before, right? And I might sound crazy to some of you guys, but to other you guys are like, oh, that makes sense, right? Like someone said in the chat, Carol says, yes, the big island of Hawaii. Yes. Places that were sacred, that were special, have been corrupted and taken over. And it makes me angry and it makes me sad, because these are truly amazing places. But it is the truth that what was most amazing is also most precious, was also most vulnerable. And it's also the first places that, if dark forces were to come into Earth, would go to and use for their own power. So that is why, if you are feeling that you need to get out of a certain area, it could be an area, right? It could be a certain way of being. It could be an industry. If you feel that you need to get out of there, that is why, because it has been taken over. That's just the sad reality of it, right? So now it's time, moving away from that, to say, all right, these messages, or my soul, or maybe if you guys purchase a soul reading, right, intuitive reading that I offer for $50 in the link below, in those messages, any message you get this week that say, this is your path, this is where you need to go out of, and this is where you're moving forward, that's going to allow you to get focused and say, I got to do this, because this other area has been taken over by dark forces. I can't stay there anymore. I've got to find a way, a new way. So I must go this way. It's going to allow you to get focused and disciplined and ready for what's to come. Okay? That is the current energy. That's the current energy of where it wants to go. Someone said, Genbo31, I'm from Colorado and I feel this. Absolutely. So here's the deal, guys. And final messages here for the tarot spread. And then we'll get some final advice here as well from the cards. Knight of Wands with the Chariot with the Hermit card is, hey, here's the unfortunate reality. If you're feeling like it's time for you to separate and go your way, or go into a different industry, or go to a different land, or go to a different part of your purpose, some of you guys might have to be okay with being alone on that journey. And I'm not talking necessarily about you have to break up with your partner. I'm not talking about that alone at all. I'm talking about maybe you got to break up with family. Maybe you got to break up with a job. Maybe you got to break up with the land that you lived on, right? Maybe you got to find some way to say, even though this really hurts, I can't hold on to this rope anymore. I can't hold this person up. I can't hold this land up. I can't hold this industry up anymore with my energy. How many guys, empaths out there, feel like you've been holding up something, right, from crashing down with your energy, trying to bring this positive energy into this industry that's been taken over, into something that's been taken over with dark energy, and there's nothing you can do about it, and it's so frustrating. For me, I feel that's tarot. I feel there's so much love and light to give with tarot, and it's just been, unfortunately, really, there's some dark energy that's come into it. I'll be honest with you guys. So don't be afraid. My point is, don't be afraid to go your own way, especially with Uranus conjunct the South Node at this time, right? Don't be afraid to go your own way, to be on your own journey, right? With the people that are closest to you, only the people you trust and love the most, that are here to help you, support you, be with you, no matter what, on your journey. Those are the people that belong with you. Everyone else has got to find their own way. And you can't save everyone. You can't help everyone. You got to let go of the rope. Okay? And the image that the guys just gave me is on the Titanic, right? Rose had to let go of Jack. I believe that's his name, Jack. Or Jack had to let go of Rose. I mean, one of the two. And, he had to die. He had to die. Even though she loved him very much, and even though she cared about him very much, she had to let him die and go his own way. And that's really what we are facing at this time, is we're going to have to let others go their own way so we can go our own way as well. Yeah. for the greater good, for our own greater good, for their greater good, for everyone's greater good, for the world, we must be willing to let go of something that no longer needs or can handle or can fit or receive our help, so we can be received by others who do and are open and ready and willing to receive our help, our support, our love, and our energy. And that's just the sad truth and reality of it. Okay? Whether that's, again, in job, in family, in love, in relationship, in the land you're in, there might be other places, there might be another job, there might be another business, there might be other people that need your energy now more than ever that wouldn't be able to get it if you chose to stay holding on to the other rope, holding on to your jack. Okay? Holding on to your jack. Final 3 cards of advice from the tarot. Judgment, decision. Thank you, guides and angels. 9 of Wands, Queen of Pentacles. Final messages here. As we've said, right, and this is advice coming up, judgment is a decision must be made. 2 of Swords, judgment, a decision must be made. That's going to be a little intimidating, going to look a little scary. We know you're already a little bit beat up and worn out on the journey, but we're asking you to say, if you make this decision to change your life, change your circumstances, it will renew your strength. It will renew your vigor. It will renew your passion. It will renew your sense of self and your will at this current time to move forward. And to find a new way to receive income, to find a new way to receive what is rightfully yours, and to not be afraid of the long journey ahead, even though it will be new and even though it will be scary. This will give you a clear picture on what really needs to change in society right now, and really the truth of where and what has been taken over by things that do not have our best interests in mind, meaning the people. Meaning you and I. There are people, there are forces out there that do not want us to succeed, that do not want us to be everything we can be, that do not want us to be individuals, and that do not want us to be strong. This is the truth. This is the truth that we've got to look at and just face right now, is that these people, these energies, these forces have taken over parts of society, parts of the land, parts of industries and jobs that were once pure, that we must move away from to build an army of our light, build an army of our souls, build an army of our faith to stand against those individuals, to stand against those dark forces. And that is where God and the divine want you and want I to go and want all of us to go right now, is away from those forces currently in your life, in love, in life, in job, in business, in family. Move away from those people, away from those forces, away from that land, to go build a new one. Build up your army, build up your reserves, build up your faith, so that we can take on the darkness and take on and be ready and prepared for all that's to come. The tests and the challenges of what's to come. Because there will be tests and there will be challenges that are going to face us, are going to come for us. And we must be ready to stand strong, both in our faith, in our army of light soldiers, in our resources, in our individuality, in our sovereignty and our freedom, in our preparedness. Okay? That is what God and the divine are preparing you for in this moment. That's what you're being prepared for. That's why you're getting these messages to go in the new direction, so you can be ready for all of these changes to come. And you can be a leader in the midst of change. Remember the messages from the guides and angels in the beginning, the channel message. Go watch it back if you haven't. Be ready for what's to come. Have the foresight to see where you will fit in and where you will serve people in what's to come. not right now. Not what's happening right now. Have the foresight to see where you will be of service in what's to come. Okay? So you can be ready. Good. All right. More can't be a more fitting, right? Card underneath the deck here is the World card, right? Just remember, this is for the world. Everything you're going through is for the world. Everything you're being challenged by, everything that you are being asked to do, everything you're being stepped into, everything, all the challenges that are hitting you in your heart right now and you're going through, this is for the world. This is for the people on this world that are suffering, that don't have enough, that have been taken advantage of, and don't have the resources or energy to fight for themselves. This is for those people. Are you ready to fight for those people? Do you have the resources, the preparedness, the safety, the security to fight for those people? If not, then get ready. Get ready, because that is why we are here. We are here to take our world back. We're here to take back what is rightfully ours. We are here to create something new. Out of the lies, out of the corruption, out of the deceit, and into a whole new way of being that works in a harmonious way for everyone here, that teaches people why and who they really are, what their gifts are, empowers people to be individuals, empowers people to live for themselves so they can live for the world and help support and raise each other up, that empowers people to eat, to drink, and to take care of themselves in the right way in accordance with the natural ways that the divine and earth and God designed it. This is the world that we are seeking to create. This is what we are being prepared for. This is overall, if you're listening to this, what is in your soul path and your soul journey. How are you designed to help to create this new way of being here on earth? This is why you were here. This is why you are truly here. But in order to make it through to all of that, we must make it through the hardest parts to come, which are coming. All right. That's enough for the channel tarot. What a dramatic and exciting reading. This just flew off again off the desk. So, you know, it's becoming clear to me, very clear, that these things, you know, the guides that are here, they want to emphasize that. They're emphasizing, okay, that it's not things are not entirely as they seem. Things are not entirely as they seem. Okay. So if you're wondering, and there's certain like hunches you have about things that are going on that you're like, you know, I don't know, probably true. Probably true. Okay. In love, in life, in the world. All right, that was our channeled tarot reading. I don't know how long that was, but that was a heck of a reading. Let's take a look at the comments and just check in with everyone before we move into the second to last section of the live stream and the reading. As a reminder, if you guys haven't gotten one already, I see a bunch of people have, during this live stream, already gotten their $50 intuitive reading or their $100 reading and healing. That is going to be limited to 50 people. I don't know how many people we've gotten so far, but if you haven't gotten yours and you want to take advantage of that $50 offer, which again, normally these are $275 and or $375 for a session, feel free to go and purchase that in the link in my bio, my TikTok, and the description box in the YouTube video. It's specifically a 15-minute video channeled soul purpose messages, what you need to know, what you need to hear from your guides and angels, channeled specifically for you. And with the $100 option, you get a healing as well, sent remotely right to you to help you find your way. So that's available if you guys want it. Carol says, exciting, scary, but we have each other. Friend says, hi. Unknown. Hi from New Jersey. Hi from the UK. Okay. Devil in the details, says Angela. Robert says, thank you. Hello. Happy birthday, Robert. Yes. Happy birthday to Belinda and Robert. We have 2 birthdays here in the live stream, which is super exciting. And glad to have you guys here with us. Thank you guys so much for listening and for being here. Now, what we're going to do next is we're going to go into the channel astrology. Now, this is I'm just going to explain the difference here in the channel messages, the tarot, and the astrology, because there's three different parts of the same whole, the Holy Trinity, so to speak. So the channeled messages, right, those are just specifically in this moment what the guides and angels are saying that you need to know, like from them, like this, like we need to get this message through. Here you go, Brandon. The tarot is deeper, like a deeper dive, even more specific messages on what's going on maybe in the world, in society, and in your specific life. Okay, so they're a channeled energy update. The astrology is looking at now, but also the times to come, so we can see what energy is going to come through, and you know what to expect, and you know how to handle them so that you can continue to manifest your best life, right? And really know what's going on. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the astrological view. And if you guys want to see this live, the chart live, that will be on my YouTube channel, Brandon Tobias. If not, you guys can just listen along. Okay. And we'll go from there on the TikTok here. All right. All right. So today, August 28th, 2022. So what's going on right now in the stars? Let's talk about that. Exactly what's going on in this particular moment. So yesterday was the new moon, August 27th, 1:16 PST. So if you've been feeling like, oh, whoa, there's a bunch of new energy, perspective, changes, shifts, realizations, like this is why the new moon just happened, right? This is a new beginning, new fresh start of what's going on right now. Hi, Jen. Welcome to the live stream. Thanks for being here. And now it's the day after. So that it's kind of, you gotta have maybe that day after feeling. Maybe you've had a long weekend, right? And you had that day after feeling like, all right, here we are again. Now what do we got? And the reason it feels like that, quite frankly, is we've got Saturn in Aquarius making almost an exact opposition to Venus with Ceres and Leo here. And this is where that energy of justice comes in, right? It's like Saturn brings in the final touches, the final breakage point, the final lessons that we need to know before we can start a new chapter and start a new life of where we want to go. Okay, with Venus here in a Leo and Ceres, it is about feeling confident, feeling successful, feeling worthy, right? Feeling like we deserve because of the work we've put in, because of the dedication we've had. To receive the success, to receive the admiration, to receive what's meant for us. So Saturn here opposing says, in order to receive that, you also have to remember the lesson of self-love. Okay, because Ceres here with Venus is about you appearing and being your most charming, magnificent, and feminine, powerful self, but coming from a place of self-inner love, right? That radiates outward, that people can actually feel and pick up on. And you've got to learn that lesson first before that money, that success, that love can come to you. By the way, South Node is here in Scorpio. We've got a grand trine happening now with Juno and Neptune here, Lilith here, right? So you may also be coming to a new breaking point or a new realization or a new foundation when it comes to your relationship, your current relationship, okay? You're going to be either finding out that there's a new chapter, a new horizon, a new big journey for both of you to take and go into, and you finish out these huge lessons, or you're going to, realize that this just isn't the journey for you, okay? And that's going to become very clear. If not now, over the next coming days, that will be made very clear to you, right? As your energy shifts, so too will your relationship or your love life, right? And allow for a more streamlined experience in that regard, right? Remember, this is a good energy. Trine is a good flowing energy. South Node, Juno, Neptune, and Lilith here, meaning there's a huge clarity on any of the darker aspects that might have been present in your relationship, even amazing relationships up till now, that once they're gone, once they've gotten their energy, their hands out of the relationship, you guys can move forward. So interferences, I might say, right? One thing that's going on with Juno, Neptune, okay, on a spiritual past life karmic level, right? Third party energy, interference energy, dark energy, these things like that who have had their influence or hands in your relationship, your love life. That stuff is getting, hey, we're done with that now, right? There's no more of that. We're going to move forward into our true path, right? That's the energy that's coming here. And however that manifests itself for you in your current relationship or in your love life, generally speaking, okay? If you're single, right? If you're single, you might be asking, well, how does that apply to me when I'm single? Well, look, you might be letting go of inner baggage that was connected to some past way of being or relationship or person that wasn't really for you, that kept you stuck or kept you from going and being with your actual person or actual best relationship that has hindered you up until now. That's going to be done, right? That's moving away. You're finished with that. So big karmic lessons here coming to a closure here with karma. All right, Jupiter here opposing Moon and Mercury, okay, with Neptune as well. Neptune as well opposing the Moon. And obviously Moon is in Virgo still. And Jupiter with Aries, okay, Jupiter and Aries. Jupiter and Neptune specifically opposing the Moon and Mercury and Libra and Virgo. So the other thing is, it's almost like the divine is saying any type of energy or motivation or passion you need, it's here. Like use your anger like I know people think anger is bad. Okay, anger is just an emotion. Anger has a purpose. Anger has a purpose to make or allow us to change or to move forward in a new way. If you're frustrated or you're angry at something or someone or something's coming up, use that as a fresh way to move forward and change or shift something that isn't working for you. That's another thing that needs to happen is if you're feeling this energy, use it to your advantage. Use it to help shift your reality to something new that can or has the possibility to fulfill what you need in your life, generally speaking, in your relationship, your love life, job, business, whatever it is, family. Okay, use that particular energy. All right, that is available to all of us. Now let's move forward a little bit. And let's get to end of August, beginning of September. So August 31st, September 1st. This is going to be so that we know what's coming up in the collective astrology, in the collective energy. So for some reason my gut says look at the 31st first, because the end of this month might be interesting for a lot of us here. Okay, so Saturn opposing Venus, obviously we spoke about that. North Node with Uranus, right? We've spoken about that generally, but we didn't speak about that yet. There it is. So they just showed me. So Sun and Mars, okay? Sun in, that's a difficult one. Sun in Virgo, Mars in Gemini, making a square, okay? So here's the thing. This is Gemini air energy with Virgo earth energy. It's a friction. It's a square. So the end of this month, okay, there's going to be some major Rajasic. When I say Rajasic, I mean like fiery, potentially like angry, just frustrated, right? And it's like you're going to be getting this whole thing of why is this not moving forward or doing this, or what's wrong? Like what is wrong with me? What is wrong with this situation? Like what the heck is happening? It's going to be this whole thing. And it's like, just remember, one, that's supposed to happen. And number two, they just want me to tell you, use that energy to help spark your way forward, to help move your way forward, move your path forward. Because you're going to need that push. The reason they're telling me to tell you this again, they're going to need that push to break through any resistances that you might have towards the path you're supposed to be on that might be uncomfortable, okay? So they just want me to remind you guys to say, don't sit in that frustration, okay? If it comes up, don't sit in it. Don't just let it take you over and make yourself suffer. Use it to break through the resistance that you might have towards going on a new path, going towards a new way, and just let it take you. Let it take you that way. That's the words. That let it go, let it take you in that new direction. That's exactly where you need to go. Okay, that's end of this month. Wish it was more pleasant than that, but unfortunately, that's what's going on. Now, the good news is, this energy will be with us until about the 7th of September. All right, so like the first week of September. And then finally that square goes away and is replaced with a nice trine from Sun to the North Node in Uranus. So believe it or not, that energy is going to lead you into a place of beautiful flow. So if you allow that frustration energy to take you through, okay, and get you through that initial resistance, like think of a rocket launching and there's that initial resistance and gravity's trying to pull everything back and it takes some time, or a plane launching, things like that. You will launch yourself into a beautiful place of flow. That's the opportunity you have by the 7th of September, because look at this, Sun in Virgo, when Virgo is a very hardworking, productive sign. So Virgo is great energy, by the way, if you want to get things done and get motivated and be practical and move forward. But it's trine North Node in Uranus in Taurus, making a sextile to Juno and the Earth trine the South Node. So it's a beautiful opportunity to spark a new beginning in your purpose that will align perfectly with your current or future love life. Okay, that's what I see, because Juno's here conjunct the Earth, by the way, making a sextile to the North Node in Uranus, trine the South Node, making that trine to the Sun, right? And South Node is sextile to the Sun. So just know and have faith through these last times. It's like the energy of 444, which is like about perseverance and saying, okay, but use that to your advantage. Let it move you forward and experience that momentum, okay? It's going to be really good. And then let's go ahead and just move forward a little bit more so we know exactly the last messages for September, so you guys kind of get a sample idea of what's for September. We'll finish this up, share some last messages, answer any questions you guys have, and we'll close out for today. It's been a lot of information in this live stream. I'm just going to go to, all right. So one of the biggest things I see here happening like later in September, just so you guys can be aware of the month of September overall, is Pluto. Okay, so Pluto comes into a beautiful trine with the Sun around September 20th, so the 15th to the 20th, somewhere around there. Pluto in Capricorn, late degrees of Capricorn, trine the Sun and Mercury, and also Pluto's making a sextile to Neptune and the Earth. Okay, so late September, I mean, the energy is going to be intense. It's going to be, wow. I mean, it's going to be like, if things hadn't moved forward yet, they're going to move forward one way or the other. That's the kind of the energy, right? Like if you hadn't made that choice to come in alignment, it's going to move forward quickly. So the guy I just want to say as we close out on this astrological look is be ready to make the leaps that you need to take right now to get into the beautiful flow of energy come early and mid-September. Because that's a massive train. That's a massive ship that's going to blast off. And you want to make sure that you're well on that ship to blasting off, because that's, for some reason, my intuition says that's going to be a long-term ship. That's going to be a long-term project. Whatever it is you get involved in, make sure you're good, you're clear, you're committed, because it's going to be a long-term endeavor that you put a lot of energy into, and it's going to, that can manifest great rewards. It's almost like, the way I'm seeing it, the last messages here are like, how long of a time you put into maybe what you're doing now in terms of career or your livelihood or what you're here to do, right? And you've done all the practice and you've gotten to a pretty successful place to where you are now, and it's been great, and you put a lot of energy and a lot of time and a lot of investment into it. That is what this next thing is going to be, okay? Moving forward, but even greater, right? It's going to allow you to expand even greater to where you are now, because it has the space and the room to grow. But the discomfort would be in changing what you are and what you're doing now into that new way of being, or that new relationship, that new job, that new business, that new, whatever, land, so that you could continue to expand. That's where the discomfort comes in. But just remember, this is a long-term commitment endeavor that's going to be allowed to expand so much greater than where you are now, because you're kind of maxed out. Does that make sense? You're kind of maxed out with where you are. Okay. All right. That will do it for the astrological downloads. So now what we're going to do is start to close out. All right. I think this is a great time to start to wind down. Alden's playing with his toys out there, so I can hear that he's needing some fatherly attention and some love. I want to open it up to a little bit of Q&A. If anyone has any questions, not personal reading questions, believe me, I'll get to that in the future TikTok live streams. And if you guys choose to get a soul 15-minute intuitive reading with me or a channeled healing, that's all available too. Again, limited to 50 people. So that's link in the bio for TikTok and link in the description box for YouTube if you guys want to take advantage of that. $50. I mean, it's an eighth, right, of my typical. I think that's an eighth. I'm not sure what that is. My typical price. So be sure to take me up on that if you guys are feeling stuck or need some help. But let's shift into the final part, which is just a Q&A. If you guys have questions about anything, love, relationships, astrology, spirituality, manifestation, I always like to open it up for a few questions here at the end of the show before we say goodbye and enjoy the rest of this beautiful Sunday. Shirley says, thank you for your guidance and kindness. Grateful. You're welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Flow brings our glow, says Shirley. Thank you. Yes, that's amazingly said. Thank you so much for saying that. We will be live as well throughout the week on TikTok. I like to keep YouTube once a week, but TikTok will be live throughout the week. Perhaps doing those live healings again for people. If you guys want a live healing in the live stream, doing collective readings, things like that. We'll see what happens. All right, Busy B 907 says, what do you recommend for beginners doing meditation? It says mediation, but I'm guessing it's meditation. That's what I read. Jen Wall, thank you so much. If it wasn't in the circumstance I'm in, would have grabbed up that offer. So kind of you and its inspiration, sir. Many blessings. Thank you, Jen. I really appreciate it. Thanks for being here. You were the first one in the chat, by the way, Jen. You were the first one in the chat, so hello. Thank you for being here. It's good to see you again. Lucia, hello. It's the best news ever. Thank you so much for being here. Cylin says, thank you so much for these awesome channels and readings. Thank you, Cylin, for being here, and I appreciate that. So, Busy B, I recommend there's different ways to meditate. You have to find which way works best for you. One thing that I love to start beginners off with when it comes to meditation is by focusing their energy on a specific point in their body. A lot of people, a lot of gurus will tell you focus on your third eye and just stay as present as possible. That's amazing. For me, I like sometimes to focus on my body. I'll focus on a specific point in my body that feels uncomfortable. Let's say it's my stomach, or it's my heart, or it's my legs, right? If there's energy that feels off or weird or pain or disgruntled, spend some time, close your eyes, and go spend time in that specific area and just allow yourself to receive the messages from your body. The other one is, if you want to go hop into the astral and open up your third eye and get some psychic downloads, third eye is a great way to go, but be patient with yourself. That's my number one thing, is be patient. It takes time. You have to develop focus. If you can develop focus and presence on that specific area in your body, oh boy, will the downloads come. But that's the number one thing. Most people, they have to retrain their ability to focus on one thing more than 5 seconds, because literally society is teaching us to do the opposite. Unfortunately, with TikTok, Instagram Reels, and these things, they're training our brain to listen for like 20 seconds and then be done. So the opposite is how you really progress in meditation. Molly says, hard to quiet my ADD brain. Yeah, a lot of us. Now, for many of us too, with that ADD type of brain, right, with that dopamine kind of, it's never a malfunction, by the way. So I totally disagree with the fact that ADD is like a bad thing. I think it's a gift, to be honest with you. I think we medicate people way too much. But you can put something like binaural beats on, right? Or cause your brain, right? You can snap is a good way to reset attention. When you feel yourself drifting off, snap, right? Bring your energy back, bring your attention back. Great way to keep that focus on one point. That's what I'd recommend. All right. Angela says, Brandon, how do I get the offer? Still coming, there's no price. Oh, so Angela, there's a special link. I made a special one-time product for this week only. That's in the description box in this YouTube. It's the first link in this YouTube, Angela. and you'll see a $50 option and a $100 option. The $50 option is a channeled soul purpose message, your guides, whatever message you need to hear on your path to help you reach your soul journey right now. Okay, no tarot, no astrology, just straight up tapping your guides. Here's what you need to know. And the $100 is that with a healing, a physical, mental, emotional healing. Those of you guys have seen me on the live streams, right? I can remotely tap in, give you the healing that will be activated during that video itself. And that's a $100 combo. Okay, so that link is in my TikTok bio right now and in the description box in my YouTube. And if you guys are feeling stuck or you need some healing or you need a jump start, I highly recommend it. These are very transformative, and oftentimes they give people the clarity that they need to know if they're ready to move forward. Okay, and I tried to make it as affordable as possible. Believe me, there's going to be a lot of work I get to do this next week, and I'm excited for that. So, but I wanted to give back, and also, you know, I just felt like it was time. People needed maybe a little boost right now. So that's what it's there for. So that's the first link in the description box in this YouTube video. You should go to a Shopify page. Okay. I'm also going to post that. If you guys are following me on Instagram, you're welcome, Molly. My Instagram is BT Speaks, all one word. I'm going to post a link to it in my Instagram story right after this. So if you guys want to take me up on that, it will only be available this week, and there's maxed out at 50 people. So I'll put that link in my Instagram story if you guys didn't get it. Okay. And I'll keep that link in my TikTok bio for maybe, I don't know, a few hours after this, and then I'll put it back to my website. So if you guys want that, it will be available. Any other questions before I come off of here? I just want to say thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to be able to come on here and share my gifts with the world. And I hope today's messages have helped you. Walter says, you have given me so much to ponder. I will bring this to my cards and guides for deep dive. Thanks a lot. You're welcome, Walter. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. Silent says, finding it so hard to let the person go. How should I? Because I have to. You know, Silent, I would just say, remember why you're here. Remember, if you're having a hard time letting someone go, remember why you are really here, and feel into why you are really here. You, not anyone else, not people with you, why you are really here. Feel into and remember why that does not resonate with the person you must let go of. And remember that is always why you came here. You didn't come here to be with a specific person necessarily, although that might be part of the plan. You came here to live out your soul's purpose. And if someone you're with is holding you back from your soul's purpose, they're not part of the plan, right? They might be a part of the plan temporarily, but they're not part of the overall lifelong, long-term plan. And that's what I would say would help to give you that deep soul motivation to let go of that person, that thing, that job, that business, that land, whatever it is that's holding you back from going to your true place. Remember why you are here. I love you all. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you on the next one. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, like the video if you haven't already. Greatly helps this video and channel to be seen by more people so we can guide more souls. Be sure to hit that bell button on TikTok if you want to be notified every time I go live throughout the week. Be sure to go watch my recent YouTube videos on the new moon and astrology if you want some updated content. And I appreciate all of you guys for hopping on. Energy Waves says, thank you, Brandon. Been a fan for over a year. It's been a journey. You were gifted and have transformed my life. I'm so glad to hear that, Energy Waves. Thank you so much for saying that. And I will see you guys next time. I love you all so much. Thank you so much, and bye for now.